Blackstone Audio presents Them, a novel by Nathan Mccall. To Paula. And there are those who have the truth within them, but they tell it not in words. Khalil Gibran. Part 1. Chapter 1. April 15th, 4:36. Barlowe Reed drove down an Atlanta Parkway, heading south toward North Avenue. The car, a battered old Plymouth with sagging pipes, had seen its best days 10 years before. Barlowe drove it slowly, like he halfway didn't want to go in the direction he was moving in. He chugged along, a twinge of irritation tugging at him. It had nothing to do with the young boy riding his bumper. Barlowe was always annoyed about one thing or another, usually some item he'd read in the paper. The source of this latest vexation, though, was more personal than headlines in the daily paper. Ever since he'd gone downtown that afternoon to pick up his income tax returns, his mood had soured. Barlowe hated paying taxes. He couldn't explain it in fancy words, but the reasons were clear enough inside his head. Most folks didn't know the half of what the government did with all the tax money it collected. But Barlowe had his suspicions. He figured a lot of that cash financed dirty work, vast conspiracies, domestic and foreign, secret plots and counterplots, greedy, underhanded, fiendish stuff. He glanced at the tax documents in the seat beside him, and the vexation seemed to magnify. When he'd gone into H&R Block that morning, the accountant, a white man dressed sharply in a crisp shirt and tie, had smiled a big smile, like he had produced some financial masterpiece. Accountants, Barlowe thought now, slugging forward. Charge an arm and a leg for doing nothing. His taxes couldn't have required heavy lifting, and not for what that accountant charged. Please. He was a printer, an underpaid printer at that. In fact, he was so flat broke he had considered doing his own returns. In the end, he decided to pay white folks to assume the risk. Let the government, the almighty Caesar, harass them if some decimals and zeros got mixed all up. Let Caesar go after them, not him. Barlowe wondered how Caesar would use his money against him this time around. He hated.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?